You're spiritual. You're not religious. You're spiritual. What does that mean? What is spiritual security clearance? What does that mean? I'm Sincere Seven, and I represent the Psychonaut Academy Detroit as well as the House of Genesis. And today we're going to kick it a little bit about spiritual security clearances. I was having a discussion with somebody earlier today, and we was going in and we was just getting deep. You know, I just love those type of conversations and talking about the works and how we do and what we do. And and a question came to me about, you know, the utilization of the mushrooms and what I use them for and how I use them. And I was explaining to the person, like, that's my spiritual personal hygiene. Some people tap into the realm. Some people deal with religion. Some people deal with Ifa, all of these different spiritual practices. And I like to think of myself as a independent contractor, right? So with that being said, I tend to do more of my works directly with source as opposed to going through different people. And I was explaining to them that I gained my spiritual security clearances, and that was how I was able to do all of the things that I did. And they was like, what do you mean? And I explained quite a bit to them. And as I was explaining, I'm like, man, I might need to go live about this. And they was like, yo, you most definitely need to go live about this because I've heard you speak on it, but breaking it down the way you have today, it was really helpful or whatnot. And so with that being said, I was like, all right, well, let me be obedient. And you know, so with in which being obedient is part of your spiritual security clearance. And so let's get into it. All right. Beauty on the Brain says yes, yes. Okay, so it sounds like this is something that needs to be, you know, spoke on, right? So let's first get the misconception out the way. The misconception is that the mushrooms are something to be utilized as a healer, a medicine, and to, you know, deal with your traumas and your, you know, whatever issues that might be had, or spiritual hiccups, or uncomfortabilities, or traumas, dramas, depressions, all of these things. Let me be clear. The mushrooms can be utilized for that, most definitely. However, as a sense of exploration, is a much better understanding. So you can explore the healing realms and even do healing in those realms. I tell my story quite often about curing my PTSD with the 7-gram mushroom trip. Well, yeah, I did. But as a medicine man, as a shaman, as a spiritual practitioner, when I have people that come to me with PTSD, sexual traumas, abuse, things of this nature, the mushrooms is not usually the first place that I would go to. Usually it's the ayahuasca. Kambo and ayahuasca, cleansing, detoxification, and addressing those traumas, right? Once you do all of that, now you're ready to go heal. Now you not to heal, excuse me. Now you're ready to go and work. Now you're ready to travel. You're ready to do all of these things. You healed with, I would say, usually, it depends, everybody's different, with the ayahuasca. Now let's go travel and figure out and discover with the mushrooms. So our body is like a spaceship, and the mushrooms is the gas. That's the most simplest way to put it, right? So when I talk about spiritual security clearance, I'm talking about gassing up the vehicle and going to the realms and putting in work. So I always talk about 7 grams. That's where everybody who's dealt with the Psychonaut Academy Detroit, if you've been through a mushroom trip, if you talk about mushrooms and you came through the pad, like a lot of people in the city of Detroit, you started off with 7 grams of mushrooms. That's what every single person, all this, oh, I only weigh 100 pounds, or, oh, my mind is, and I smoke a lot of weed, or this is very light. It doesn't matter. All of these different things. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Everybody's like, oh, that's too much. Like, of course, you're going to tell yourself that if you have no idea what you're doing. Imagine a person who's never done nothing telling you the amount you're about to give me is too much. Well, so says society. But when we're talking about going into the spiritual realms, we're talking about altered state of consciousness, going to different realms. Do you think you're going to do that on 2 or 3 grams? Probably not, right? So let's really kind of take some insight of what are our intentions here. If we're literally talking about going to another realm and speaking with spiritual entities, do we really think we're going to be getting there off of 2-3 grams? No, ma'am, no, sir. Off of those grammages, you're getting in contact with yourself, which is cool. Your spirit, yourself, your character, which is cool, but not your soul. Your soul, you need to be put to sleep to get to the other side, so to speak. That's why it's an altered states of consciousness. Okay. So for a lot of people, that first 7-gram trip is to heal, is to regroup, is to shed off all of this external weight that's coming from the terrestrial realms. That's the first trip. That's the first. The first trip is just kind of like preparation. The second trip, the first trip is initiation. The second trip is where it's like, okay, familiarization. Like, okay, now I'm understanding where I'm at. I'm understanding where I went to. I'm understanding what's going on. I can get into this. Okay, this is where like the wisdom starts to come in. Like, okay, I see where I'm at. You get a whole lot more on your second trip. The third trip is realization, initiation, familiarization, realization. That third one, that's when it becomes real. Most of the people that have went with me, I'll gatekeep you for 2 trips. That's it. If there was nothing that shown that you're going to cause harm to yourself, other people, blah, 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 anything that you need somebody for after the second trip, you don't need a gatekeeper after that. Let me be very clear, y'all. People be thinking every time they do this, they got to come to me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to gatekeep you after the second time. I don't believe I've ever gatekeeped anybody more than 2 times. 3 times for what? The first 2 times was like co-pilot. Like, you are flying, I'm over here. So if you don't know what to do, I can take the controls. Second time is just like, all right, you doing, I don't plan on taking the controls, but if a case of emergency happened, but you are a pilot at this point, fly the motherfucking plane. I'm here to watch you. Third time, you getting in the plane by yourself. You don't need nobody. And let me get understanding why. Because now that third time, when nobody's around, now spirit can talk to directly you. Keep in mind, as long as there's a gatekeeper, there's somebody else listening. Spirit is only going to give you so much. Trust me. I don't give a fuck that I'm qualified. I'm a gatekeeper and a shaman and all that. It doesn't matter. Y'all remember, if you seen The Matrix, when he went in there to see her, he went by himself. He went by himself. This message is only for you. So that's how it is by the third time you go in. That's the first time that you really are receiving 100% information just for you. Nobody else is altering the information. Nobody else is nothing. You're not having the understanding that somebody else is in the room, so you're trying to use them to ground. None of that. It's just you and spirit. Okay? So that's that third time. So what I tell people is go in on 7 grams like 3 times. After that, then go in on, listen, after the 3 times, now you are familiar. Understand, not only are you familiar with the realms is familiar with you. This is what we mean by spiritual security clearance. They don't need no security clearance. You do. They need to see who you are. A lot of people won't even do 3 trips. Oh, I had a bad trip. I'm not going back in. Then you're not qualified to do these works, period. I'm going to say that again. You see how I got a little louder on that part? You had a bad trip and you apprehensive about going in, or you not going in, or you like, oh, that was my last. Then you not qualified to do no spiritual works. You not spiritual. No, you not. No, you not. Because when that bad trip happened, it's showing you shit that needs to be changed, needs to be altered, needs to be ridded from yourself. Do the works. Go back, take another trip. Don't worry about what happened the first time, because if you corrected those things, the second time it's going to be what? Very beautiful. It's going to be a congratulations. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm proud of you. If you scared to go back in, that means you ain't doing the work. And let me be clear, this shit ain't about how much mushrooms you can take. It's about doing the work. You go in and take the mushrooms to figure out what the fuck the work is. A lot of people running around trying to get a name off of themselves from doing a bunch of mushrooms. So what? You went to the White House. Did you get in? Did you talk to the president? No. So why the hell you announcing to everybody that you was at the White House last week? So what? You know how many people sit in front of the White House every fucking day and take pictures? Look at me. Never get in. Never get in. Because it takes works to get in there. So it's the same thing when it comes to these spiritual security clearances. You do the 3 times on 7 grams. Now you're familiar. Now go up to 9. Now, let me throw something out there. What is the point in going in? What is the point of taking these mushrooms? What is the point of doing this? So that you can gain your gifts and abilities to utilize while you on this planet doing your works. Because otherwise, why even go there? You could just do whatever works you got here. You're going there to go get the information. You're going to go get the tools. You're going to get the gifts. You're going to get the abilities, but they're not just going to give them to you because you took some mushrooms. First, you got to let them know that you're in tune. What does that mean? What do you mean I got to be in tune? What does that mean, 7? Well, what is in tune? Okay, well, they gave you a message. Was it clear? They gave you instructions. Did you follow them through? Because see, what a lot of people fail to realize is the reason for the instructions, no matter how crazy this shit sounds, is so that they can know that that's exactly what the fuck is going on. Have y'all seen everybody, everywhere, all at once? You remember how when they did that thing, that there would be something that they had to do to link in, pick your nose, put it in your ear, rub it on the bottom of your foot, kick the wall, knock 2 times. They do all that shit, and then whatever happened, the connection's made. Same thing. When you go in, you on 7 grams, right? And they telling you like, yo, when you come out, go tell your cousin that he's your favorite. He was always grandma's favorite. You know, I made an example earlier. I said, you'll go on a trip and it'll tell you to put hot sauce in the soap dish container, put mayonnaise on the toilet seat, and then get in the tub of soap. What? Put hot sauce in the soap dish, mayonnaise on the toilet, and get in the tub of soap. That sounds like some stupid shit. Like you would have to be high to do that. I'm not finna do that shit. I'm not gonna do that. What people gonna think if somebody walk in? Me, I go get the hot sauce, put it in the motherfucking dishwash thing. I mean, in the soap dish. I get the mayonnaise, spread it all over the toilet. I run the water. I get in the tub of soap. Whole time I'm in there soaking. Now the spiritual realm is saying, "No, he heard us. No, 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 he heard us." I told him, dude, look, I told him some stupid shit. I told him put hot sauce in the soap dish, mayonnaise in the toilet, and get in the tub of soap. Look at this motherfucker. Look, it's hot sauce in the soap dish, mayonnaise in the toilet. He's in the tub soaking. He can hear us. He's in tune. He's in tune? Yes, he's in tune. Bet, let's get it started. Now I go in. Next time they telling me, go and tell your grandma, whatever. And you start doing it. And now shit start working. This is what I mean when I say be obedient to spirit. Shit will come to you in these trips. It'll be crazy. Go tell so-and-so this. Go say, like I had trips telling me, go tell so-and-so the reason they keep having abortions is because their mother did a magical spell and or their grandma or their ancestors, and what you got to do is tell them to go blah, 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 blah. How I'm about to go to somebody and say, hey, you've been having a bunch of miscarriages, huh? Yeah, well, spirit said, duh, 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 duh. Now, in the flesh is like, man, I'm not finna say this shit. But let's keep in mind, as soon as you say that shit, the person you talking to goes, oh my God, how do you, oh my God, you are tapped into something. How do you even know about that? Okay, what should I be doing? All right, I should what? Immediately, you thinking that these people gonna be looking at you crazy, but no, they like, oh shit, this is crazy. This person is tapped in because I've never told nobody none of this shit. How do you know all of this? You must be tapped in. See what I'm saying? Yeah, this shit ain't by accident. Okay, so this is what being obedient to spirit. Now, spirit is very aware that 1, you can hear it, and 2, it can depend on you. Now, the next time, it's gonna be some real shit. It's going to be part of whatever this mission or this journey that you signed up for, that we have been so miseducated and turned away from our spiritual selves that we can't contact our souls to know our soul's mission as easily as before. So now we have to go through these things to tap back into them. When you get tapped back into it, your soul is like, bet, finally, this is on point. This is why even now time, this spiritual work is so deep and there's so many people tapping in, because they're finding out, oh shit, I'm on point. And when I be obedient to spirit, I'm good. I don't want for shit. I don't need for anything. And yes, I still get stressed. I still get sad. I still get angry. I still go through all of those, because those human emotions, but I'm not worried about shit, and everything always works the fuck out. Why? Because you one of our greatest assets here on this planet. You are carrying on the spiritual work in the terrestrial realms, and we need that. You are tapped in and you are listening to us. You are paying attention and you are helping for the heavenly intentions being manifested on the planet. Now they're going to start giving you gifts and abilities to assist you on your mission, because they know that your mission is in tune with their mission. See how this works? 7, 7, 7 grams, 9 grams. After doing 9 grams, I come back and do 7 grams again, 7 grams again, 7 grams again. Then I go do 12 grams. Then you come back and do 7 grams again, 7 grams again, 7 grams again. Then you go back and do 15 grams. Now, let's keep in mind, how much time is going by in between these 7 grams, 7 grams, 7 grams, 9 grams? Few days, few weeks, few months. When I started out, I was going in every 2 to 3 weeks. And I would say at this point in time, like, I think 2 weeks is a bit much, because what type of integration are you doing? I think that 3 weeks to me is like a prime time, like giving your body and your levels and everything time to regulate, especially if you have good spiritual hygiene. You know, you do meditation, yoga, you do your healthy eating, you know, you have a what we might call a healthy lifestyle, right? And you're in tune with these things, right? Then I think that's good. If you outside of that, if you eat a bunch of bullshit and you're not doing a lot, you don't have a very good spiritual hygiene, I might call, then maybe once a month is good enough. Because if you're not striving to live at your best accord and be as beneficial for yourself as you can be, then the spiritual realm is going to be wanting you to do some work on yourself before you just keep jumping. Like if you eat McDonald's and motherfucking bullshit every day, and you have no, you know, if your shit is on some bullshit, you're not living at your highest, you don't need to keep going into the spiritual realms, because they're looking at like, what is you doing here? You got some work to do. And so when you come, that's probably what they're going to give you, is motivation to do those works. When I first started going in, it was a changing of myself, like who I was, the way I thought, the way I talked, the way I was eating pretty good, but you know, I was still into violence and different things like this. So it was like, yo, you can't come in here like that, son. You got to clean yourself up. So I had to, so when I would go in, it would tear down my physical and my character. See, these things that people call bad trips, it's showing you yourself and why these things are unnecessary and unusable. Why these things are something to keep away from, right? So once you go through that, you got to go through a lot of that. So give yourself more time in between going in. But if you one of them people that you got good spiritual hygiene, shit, going in every 3 weeks, you should be good, right? So you go in, boom. When you come out, take account of everything that went down. This is where the integration come in. Pay attention. As soon as you come out, you try to grasp onto as much as you can, whether it's verbally, like you talking to somebody. Like a lot of people, when I used to guide them through, afterward, it'd be like, yo, let me tell you what happened. Like, so it's fresh. And I can always speak it back to them later on when they start to feel like that inspiration is gone, excuse me, that motivation is gone. They can come to me and I can give them some of their spirit back. So I can inspire them. Oh no, you were saying da 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 da. So don't fall off now. You've been doing good. So keep that in mind. I'm giving them their spirit back. That's inspiration. Sometimes you use your own spirit, but in this case, they gave me their spirit fresh out they trip. So I bottle it up. When they out of it, here you go. Take your inspiration back. That was your spirit. Yeah, yeah. Take that. Embody that. Remember that. Feel that. Right. So this is what you want to do coming out. Record that, whether it's talking to the phone, whether it's writing in your journal, speaking to somebody. You want to, because this is the process of bringing it back from that realm to this realm. You know what I'm saying? Word. In the beginning, there was word, right? Not in the beginning, there was darkness and void, and darkness moved across the void. But the word was brought manifest. The word was what brought the light. And so when you go through it all in the trip, the best way to bring it back to this realm is to literally bring it back with like somehow to express it. And so that will assist you a whole lot. And the more you do that, because when I used to come back, I used to talk to my women. I would come out the trip and I would just tell them everything for the next 2 or 3 days. Oh, I just remember something else. So look, also, da 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 da. So it's like I'm making this now manifest in these realms so I can use it later and go back and grasp onto it. Oh yeah, I remember. Like somebody just told me that I told them I went through a trip and I seen some things that my mother witnessed, which is part of her trauma, which is part of where this was 2 days ago, I think. I was on the phone and they told me that. I was like, what? By my mom? Like, yeah. You said she had witnessed some things. And I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. I literally forgot it. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, that consciousness is different than this consciousness. It literally is. Once you start utilizing, if you're a true psychonaut and you start going into leaning into taking these mushrooms, chewing down on 7 grams, and going in a dark room, and just laying there and letting spirit speak to you, speak through you, speak with you, speak about you. Oh, spirit is just so interesting. And the more that you this relationship is gained, the more of a security clearance you have. So now when I go up to 12 grams, you're going further into deeper dimensions, deeper places, deeper realms. And it's like you have that security clearance to carry you through, as opposed to just getting together one day and be like, I'm about to do 20 grams because I heard people say that so-and-so did it. And you ain't did motherfucking 7 grams, not even 3 times yet. And you pop down on 20 grams and you get to the realms, 20-gram realm, and you're not allowed in. You ain't got no security clearances that allow you in here. You ain't got a 15-gram. Like, you ain't did no works in those realms. You're not wearing no insignia to let it be known that you've been through all of these different realms. So when you pop up in this motherfucker, it's like, oh nah, he do the work, y'all. No, look, he got the, you know what I'm saying? You know how the Boy Scouts, like, they had like the sashes and all this shit. Like, oh no, he know rope, motherfucker. He know physical fitness. Okay, he shoot expert. In the military, we had little ribbons and shit. And the more shit you do, the more ribbons you had. This motherfucker stacked like this, baby. I know I had at least 3 bars on my job, you know what I'm saying? Because I was hood, as we called it. I was real about it. Anything I did, I wanted to be the best at it. And I was at almost everything. So I had all of those. So it's kind of like that. It's like that recognition. Anywhere you go, there's that, like I said, Boy Scouts, the military, the security clearances with the alphabet boys. Anywhere you go, when you step into a certain arenas, there's people who can see who you are, what you've done, how you get it popping, even on some mercenary shit. Y'all remember a man when he took his motherfucking shit off and he had all the notches and he was like, yeah, each one of these notches is for a body. And then he took his shit off and his whole shit was still, yeah, that boy's security clearance was ignorant. You know what I'm saying? In that realm of what he does. So as psychonauts, you're not looking to see what's the highest amount you could do. There's no need in doing no high amount, and you ain't even got the security clearances to get into that amount. A lot of people have taken what Baba Kalinde have done and have misunderstood it like that, like it's a race to get to 44 grams. You know what I'm saying? And there's people out here now screaming, "Oh, I took 44 grams," and I'm like, "You ain't did 44 trips. You want to impress me? Do 44 trips. Fuck 44 grams. That don't impress me, especially if you ain't did 44 trips to get to 44 grams." You know what I'm saying? Because like, how many trips did you do before that? How many trips did you do at 7 grams? How many you do at 9? How many you do at 12? How many you do at 50? Oh, you just did 7 grams twice, and then you heard people say Baba Glende did 40. So you was like, yeah, me too, because you thought that was gonna get you some recognition. Like, what was the point of doing it? You just like really kind of wasted a bunch of mushrooms and went to some realms where you got to see a limited amount of things because you didn't even have the security clearance to get into 44 grams. Talk to me. I talk back, talk a little shit. I talk that. You know what I'm saying? Any questions, comments, concerns? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's good, y'all? Y'all mighty quiet out there. You feel me? Talk to me. I talk back, talk a little shit. I talk that. You know, do y'all have a security clearance? Is that important to you? Because, you know, that's another thing. Is like when we talk about this, you know, some people is Ifa, some people Santa Remi, some people is, everybody has their different walks and the different spiritual works that they do. Let's be clear, right? So I just be questioning, like, where do y'all go to do these works? For me, that's my spiritual hygiene. I go to the interdimensional. I go into the spiritual realms to do spiritual work. I do my spiritual hygiene here with altars and ancestral veneration and even my magic and mystical arts practices, right? But those are works. Like, where do I go to get the like? Okay, so let me tell y'all this. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. Y'all remember the joint called Mission Impossible? It used to be a TV show. We all know the movies, right? The TV show, it would come on like this. My man would always be somewhere fly, like at the cabana, at the bar or something. Yeah, let me get a, you know what I'm saying, the margarita. The motherfucker would be like, all right, I'll make you a drink. And he'll turn around and it'll be a computer just laid in front of him. And he'll open it up and then he'll press it. Boop, his fingerprint, you know what I'm saying? Boop, opens it up. Hey, good morning. So, your mission, should you choose to accept, it would always start off like that. Your mission, should you choose to accept. And then they would talk about this crazy shit, what's going on at this crazy place, what they doing, why they got to be stopped, and how it's impossible to get here because they got this, that, the other, blase, split. Now, if you think you could do it, please help us out. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. It always ended like that. The motherfucker would close the computer. The dude would walk up, hand him his drink. He'll grab his drink, put his glasses on, turn around. The computer would go. Everybody's all getting off. Oh my goodness. And he's just walking off cool as fuck with his glasses on. That is a mushroom trip. Commercial come on in. After the commercial come on, now he has to go and actually try to accomplish this impossible ass mission. The mushroom trip, that's why it says this mushroom will self-destruct in 5 seconds. That's you waking up. You can't go back and be like, wait, what was the name of that person? Wait, where was it at? Wait, what? I can't remember. Woo, this is why we work on our memory. This is where meditation come in. This is where the sleep realms come in. There's a science to all of this shit. A lot of people then jumped into the psychonaut realms and are going in on these trips and have never did no dream realm work to make sure to how to remember, and have never did no meditation work in how to maneuver. Maneuvering and remembering is very important in these realms. These are 2 of the prerequisites to get you prepared for that. Oh shit, let me slow down. We got some questions popping in. Okay. Oh, this is my shit, y'all. This is my shit. I love this shit. It's very often that I don't speak about it. So it's like when this person was like, yo, you need to talk about this. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm loving this. Beauty on the Brain says, are you safe in those realms? Meaning your first FRW tumors in as you build security clearances. Okay. I'm a rock with her. I'm a roll with her energy. Are you safe in those realms? Meaning your whatever you're going through while you're going through building those security clearances. So I'm gonna say this. I'm trying to be. I gotta walk very cautiously with this one. Okay. Yes, you're safe, but I don't want to give you the impression that there is nothing that isn't against you or that will cause you harm in the realms that you can go to. So you can find yourself in unsafe situations. And the way that you maneuver is very important. For instance, if you go into a certain realm and there's interdimensional entities and they're doing interdimensional drugs and they offer you some, never, ever, ever do those drugs. You're on 10, 12, 15 grams of mushrooms. Usually when you get to the different realms, it's more like 16 grams and up. So you on 16, 20 grams, you're in another realm. You're around other entities and they're smoking or they're drinking or they're doing an interdimensional drug and they offer you some. Do not do it. That would probably be unsafe. There are other entities that will physically. I had I had a creature slap my transdimensional core crystal that I got from Baba Kalinde out of my hand during the trip. He was trying to stop me from getting wherever I was going, and he knew that that transdimensional core crystal was all my information, and he literally slapped it in the he's bow. And when he did it, where we was at in those realms, the transdimensional core crystal came out of my hand in this realm. Like my body was in the bed. I always do my works in the dark, right? You know what I'm saying? However many grams, turn off the lights, lay down. So I'm in the bed with the crystal in my hand. But that's in the physical. My consciousness was in this realm. And when he slapped that motherfucker out of my hand, it came out of my hand in the physical realm. My. Most I slapped you in the last week when I might have not cared. I'd be like, nah, I kind of understand what they be saying, but do they? So you can come into unsafe or encounters where your safety is in question. I'm not gonna say that you this is why Baba Kalinde was a martial artist, is because he has battled with interdimensional entities. When I went through what I went through, I had just bought the transdimensional core crystal from Baba Kalinde. So I was telling him I'm about to go on 16 grams. I'm gonna take in the transdimensional. I'm gonna go to work. When that entity slapped it out my hand, I jumped out of that consciousness into this consciousness, jumped out of the bed and went and got my crystal. Like, shit, I just bought this motherfucker. Did it break? It was like, okay, cool, it didn't break. And I set it on the motherfucking table and laid down. Like, I did not go back. It was like, it just was like, yo, what just happened? Did this, like, is that, just to be clear, that was my first time ever touching down. And it was my first time ever making contact with another entity. I had seen them before. So when he's seeing me and I'm seeing him and he's seeing me see him, it was like, wait, he could see me looking at him. And he looked down at my hand and he slapped it. And when he slapped me the first time, I was stuck. Like I felt like I was like that. Like, wait a minute. Like I was fucked up because this is my first time making contact. So I'm trying to figure out, how did I just feel him slap my hand? I wasn't thinking defend yourself, fight, none of that. I'm still kind of like, oh my God. I felt, and so I looked and looked and he looked and he slapped me again. And that time when he slapped me, I'm talking about he put some power to it. Bow! He slapped, I was like, oh shit. And boom, I jumped up and grabbed my, so I didn't go back. So what I was telling Baba Kalinde, you know what I'm saying, a couple of days later, he asked me about it. We talking about it. He was like, why you ain't go back? And I was like, I said I was bugged. I was fucked up. Like, did this motherfucker really just, and so like, I'm like, I don't know, like what I'm supposed to do. Like, he was like, ain't that why we train? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you train, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, okay, you whoop his ass like you whoop anybody else's ass. And I was like, all right, enough said. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. So now when I go in, any type of contact that is like, protect your boundaries. Anything coming at me, we going at it. Because if you could touch me, then I could touch you. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, this is self-styled wisdom, what I'm about to say. This is not in the book somewhere. I don't have proof of this, anything like that, but this is what I believe. When you take those mushrooms and you go to these different realms, it's only sending you to where you have security clearance. Remember, I am a warrior. I am a combat vet. I am trained in martial arts. I am a fighter. I want all the smoke. So it would put me somewhere like that. If you ain't cut like that, you ain't looking for that, you ain't coming with that, it's going to put you somewhere else. Who are you? What do you do? Are you a gardener? Because it's going to put you in the midst of the plants, in the soil. It'll take you into a microscopic type of size and allow you. Listen, this is, hold on, let me be very clear. What I'm talking about right now actually happened. I'm a gardener, okay? I grow some of the best organic cannabis that Michigan has ever had. I'm one of the best growers of cannabis, period, in Michigan. Nobody's disputed that yet, okay? This is a very big thing. I'm talking about pulling my shit out on this one, right? So I'll be in a yoga garden. Okay, exactly, right? So I tell people the reason I'm the best at growing cannabis is because I use the mushrooms. I'll go in on 7 grams and I have shrunken down into a microscopic size and was allowed to walk around in the root zone of my plants. I'm walking around in the root zone and I'm seeing, at the time, it was like brown and greenish looking, like snakes or worms that were just kind of like lymph. And it was like, ugh, like, ugh. And then these little creatures was like coming up to me, and I'm looking like, oh shit. And I could tell like they're hungry and they're wanting and they're coming up to me, and I got my hand out and they sniffing and what I'm thinking is licking and all this, and I don't know because their faces is like weird, and I'm looking at all these different things, and it's like they want something from me, and I'm like, yo, this shit is weird as fuck, and I did not know what it was, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm getting chills thinking about this shit. Okay, so I come out of that trip, and I went in with the intentions of going into my garden. That's what I said. I want to communicate with my plants, and all of this happened, and so I was like, what the hell was that? At the time, I didn't know what it was. Let me be very clear. I'm telling you, I didn't know what it was. I felt like I was in a nasty place. So I'm harvesting my garden, cannabis garden. That's where like you cut all the weed, hang it up and all of that. And then like me, I have worm casting farm. So I'll take all the roots and we'll feed it to the worms. And so it's a whole process in my shit, right? So I'm in there with one of my swords. I'm in there on some just kind of practicing bullshit. And the thought of, you know how you watch movies and the motherfucker will slice some shit and then they'll stand there and the shit like 30 seconds later it'll be like, I'm like, oh, I want to do that shit, right? So I'm like, okay, I know I got to cut straight through. So I'm doing one of my root zones. I was like, you got to cut straight through, no hesitation, like it didn't even touch it. So I'm like, and I did not have the speed that I needed to cut all the way through. So it cut like almost all the way, and it was like a little piece left. I'm like, ah. So I just grabbed it and pulled it apart. And when I pulled it apart and I looked, oh my goodness, the shit was so crazy. It was like Dr. Strange when she hit that motherfucker in his head. That's what happened to me. It was like, and I went in and I relived that whole trip, and then I came back out. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh shit. And I was like, oh. So instantly I went in the house and I just started typing microbes, beneficials, and fungi in cannabis gardening, right? Organic gardening, this, looking all of this shit up. And so it started talking about the microbes. And so I went and got a bottle of microbials, and it has about 30 different microbials on it. And I started looking them up one by one, just Googling it. Oh, okay. This is actually a fungi. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's a small form. This is what it looks like. Oh shit, that's one of those things that was. Oh, this is a bacteria. This is what it looks like under the microscope. Oh shit, it was the craziest shit. I'm telling y'all. I'm googling all of this. I googled every single one of those things that was in there, the microbes, beneficials, and bacteria in cannabis gardening that you add to make the teas and all of this that come from the natural organic soils, which I have, right? So I'm Googling it and I'm reading every one of them by description, what they do, how they help plants, what they do with them. And I started understanding that what was going on was I was using nutrients that was chemical chelated. And so when I do that, it's salt based and it was adding salt to the root zone. So I'm realizing, oh, anything that I use that comes from the store in a liquid form as a food is stabilized with salt. Salt dehydrates all of those things. They were coming to me because the environment that I was creating for them, I was fucking it up and they couldn't survive. They needed water, they needed humidity, they needed all of these things that the salts was taking away. So I stopped using that shit immediately and I started using only organic nutrients that was readily available to the microbial life. It's not about feeding the plant, it's about feeding the microbials, and the microbials will leave what the plant need. Oh my God, do y'all hear me right now? This came from me shrinking down to microscopic form and walking through the garden off mushrooms. That's why they can't fuck with me. That's why can't nobody grow no weed like me, because I'm in tune with the universe. I'm in tune with the earth. I'm in tune with the plants, the soil, the worms, the spirit. Come on, talk to me. I'll talk back, talk a little shit. I talk that. Listen, so dig. Let me just drop this on y'all real quick. That whole microbial beneficial bacteria shit that's in the root zone that I was talking about, and how if you feed that, it'll feed the plant. You have a microbiome inside your stomach, and it works the same way. And if you feed your microbiome a nice level of fruits and vegetables and different things from the planet, it will in tune turn those into readily available healing, energy, vitality, focus, clarity, libido, all of that shit. But if you feed it shit like McDonald's and fast food and fried food and dead life and all of that, then the microbial life inside of your microbiome is going to be comparable to what I said in that trip. They like, please help us. Please. Oh, this shit is horrible. It's only a few of us left. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to be to keep it going. Otherwise, it dies off. But they dying with you. This is dying. This is dying. This is not living. We need to live. We need to live. We need to flourish. You know what I'm saying? This is the importance of the diet. Feeding yourself natural foods, fruits, vegetables, things from the planet, not this man-made bullshit. You feel me? Giving yourself plenty of water. Now, that's where I'm a little different than just some water. I don't know about the H613O super hydrated from super sources of wait, what? I don't know. I trust the planet Earth. I like water. I remember one time I went to give this woman oral pleasure and it tasted like strawberries. And I jumped up like, yo, what the fuck is going on? She was like, what? I was like, yo, why shit tastes like strawberries? I just fucking got here. Like, that shit don't seem right. What the and he's like, oh, I had this whoop, 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 and it got this. I don't need you to pre-do, like, yo, no, go shower, no, right? That same equivalent. Like, where the fuck did that come from? People say I always either bring up sex or violence, like war and like, I don't know. I'm saying that to say nature is always better, and when there's anything else in place of it, that shit is something to be worried about. So with your diet, nature is always better. Anything in place of it. Now, let's be clear, like we humans, you know what I'm saying? And most of us are in America, and you know what I'm saying? The standard American diet, SAD, that shit is sad, right? So we have a like we've been accustomed to eating bullshit. So we got breads and potato chips and cookies and all of this shit. I'll be telling my babies, if you can't find it growing on the planet, it ain't really something we supposed to be eating. And I ain't never seen an Oreo growing off no bush, no tree, or pulled up out no motherfucking ground. You know what I'm saying? So I find it difficult. I'm a little smoke. I got the munchies. Let me eat some. But the foundation needs to be life. You need to be eating the fruits. You need to be eating the vegetables. You need to be having a proper diet. You need to be having the proper mineral nutrients inside of your body so that these nutrients can be allowed to make the bioactive changes that they make. Your minerals got to be on point. Then you want to have, like I said, your plants in there. You want to have your fungi kingdom, have some mushrooms in your diet. You know what I'm saying? Those are a vital point. You know what I mean, man? It's just, and me, I believe in animal products. I'm a full user of honey. You know what I'm saying? I eat some eggs every now and then. Like I'm not a vegan, you know. I teeter and totter back and forth between, you know what I'm saying, the meat eating just because of human design and astrology and this and that. And then we have the constructs of nature and diet. And I find myself to be a nice mix of the two, a balanced, right? So I tend to eat plant-based. But every now and then, I'm gonna bite a lamb on the ass if she don't walk fast enough. Hmm. Yo, but yeah, I just wanted to kick it with y'all, man, about them spiritual security clearances and understanding that the more that you do go in, the more that you practice, if this is a spiritual practice for you, right? Because some people go to church every Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Some people go to the mosque every, I don't know, everybody's got different with it, so I can't speak on it. But, you know, when we say that we spiritual, we not religious, we spiritual, and we in tune with spirit and all of this, for me, this is how I stay in tune with that. This is part of my spiritual hygiene. This is what I be talking about when I'm talking about spiritual security clearances. The more that you go in, the more that you are able to maneuver in these places. Just like when you go to a city to visit your cousin and she like, go to the store and grab a pack of buns. You like, motherfucker, I ain't never even been here. I don't know where the corner store is, a gas station, and none of that. But then if you stay the summer with her, like she gonna be like, hey, you chill. We just waking up, girl. I'm gonna grab some blunts because you've been around, you know. And then if you move to this city for a while, like a year or two, you'll be able to leave for 10 years, come back and still maneuver around. Same thing in them spiritual realms. Same thing. Like most people, like when they go in and they use these mushrooms, this is what Dr. Strange is trying to explain. You'll find your healing and you'll be satisfied with that. And you'll come back to the human experience and you'll take your healing and your blessing and have this amazing story to tell and move on. And then there are some of us who, yeah, that was dope. How the hell did you, how did I heal that? Wait, this is something different. This is deeper. I want to go deeper. And this is going deeper, right? So those people who have used 7 grams of mushrooms for a spiritual cleansing, for an enlightenment, for a trauma healing, for sexual violations, for abuse, for whatever that they was going through that was fucking with them and have healed from that and have carried on. And then there are some who actually go to those realms repeatedly and become comfortable in these realms, and those realms become comfortable with us being there. And then we start to gain a familiarity, and then we start to gain a notoriety, and then we start to gain a certain relationship where now things are shared and given, and you are established to bring things back. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying spiritual security clearances. This is the level of psychonaut that you might aspire to become. And this is how I would advise you to getting there. That's why some people leaning into learning how to grow their own, because that's what they plan to do, is to continue, because I've never been led astray from anything that I've experienced, was taught, or was revealed to me in my spiritual works. For me, this has always been spiritual works. I hear people do 3.5, go to a concert, take 6 grams, make love to their girl. For 20 years, I have been taking the mushrooms, going in a dark room, laying down, and letting spirit commune with me, show me things, request things of me, give things to me. Like it's like our relationship has been awesome, you know. And so that's what I'm speaking of when I'm speaking of spiritual security clearances. I'm very aware of how to get gifts and abilities and all of these different things. I'm time traveling. These are things that can be verified by other people. Time traveling, going back in time, seeing events that happen and come back and tell you, like I was sitting there, going in the future and seeing events that are to come and coming back and explaining exactly how it's going to be just for those things to occur just like that. I've been given that ability. I've been given the ability of mediumship where I'm on a certain amount of grams and the individual touches my body and immediately I'm seeing their life, I'm seeing their answers, I'm seeing and visualizing and feeling everything that they're experiencing. This is not a favorite of mine, but it's one of them. It's so many different things, like because over time, like I said, the more you do them and the more you do things, and I think it has a lot to do with my works, like as a shaman, as a medicine man, as who I am to the community. But like the queen said, about Beauty on the Brain, said she'll be in a yoga garden. Like, yo, what? Doing the entheogens and then stretching and doing yoga, man, you will achieve things that you had no idea that you could even do. Let me be very clear. I do my best yoga because I went to yoga instructor teacher, so I'm a yoga yoga practitioner too, right? So I do my best yoga on entheogens, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Gardening, I can literally hear the plants. I'll sit in the garden and smoke a blunt, me and the plants. And within about 45 minutes, 30, 40, about 45, about 45 minutes, I could start to hear the plants talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And when I microdose, it's even more in tune. But this is just off of smoking cannabis in the garden. You know what I mean? These are the different things, like you become in tune with nature. I could sit in the field and meditate and bring wildlife around me. Squirrels and rabbits and birds and shit just in a circle around. Like all of this shit has been confirmed. I've done these things. Like that's why I'm talking about it. It's like because like just being out and just talking and going through different things and people talking shit and people testing you and people showing what they can do and you like because there's gifted people out here. There's some people out here that's doing some shit. So we all like this the X-Men shit. That's what it's this is the beginning of it. Our children and our grandchildren, we ain't got shit on them. We ain't got shit on the shit they about to be doing. Oh my goodness. The way when you watch X-Men, they're talking about our grandchildren. Most of us are really at the base level, the first, like, this is it's starting. This is what's going on. Like my generation, I was born in 79. It's the beginning of the Indigo children. So this is the beginning of these gifts and these abilities coming back. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to know how to tap in and get them, receive them, tune them up, and utilize them, off the mushrooms. What you mean? Off the mushrooms. The more you go in, the more you show your integrity, your righteousness, all of that. And let me just be clear, because if you're showing anything other than that, then you get in touch with the wrong motherfucking spirits. Like if you out here, you doing all type of foul shit, you doing all type of foul shit, and you going in on these mushrooms, and you being given shit, and you being supported, yeah, all right, DMX, you better listen to that song, Damien. Yeah, cause like no, they like from my experience, you're not finna be getting nothing until you clean yourself up. You're not finna be getting nothing until you get in tune with the type of energy that they dealing with. And I'm very clear that I'm dealing with a very terrestrial force. I'm not dealing with a lot of sorcery, with cosmic beings and celestial beings. I'm dealing with a very, very terrestrial force. Everything that I'm dealing with is really based in the terrestrial. It's like bringing the earth to a balance, helping the earth out, helping people on the earth to understand that we are fucking hurt up. All of this commercial shit they doing, all of this, everything they doing in the last 40 years, they have decimated 50% of all wildlife, all land, and all water. Literally, literally, that's literally. I'm talking about literally. So the earth is an entity in itself. She is a living being. And we need to save her. So I know that whatever forces that I'm tapped into, that's what I'm tapped into, terrestrial forces. It's very clear to me because everything that I'm doing, the growing weed, the making of mead in support of the bees, the growing mushroom, the growing plants, the like everything that I'm doing is pro life, pro earth, pro, and it's like, so I think that because of that, that's the forces that have decided to give me. That's why I'm given these abilities to go into these different realms and the terrestrial, right, works and all of this, right? So, this is just an understanding of what these spiritual security clearances mean. It's really going to be based off of you. What are you here to do? What are you here to achieve within yourself? And also, what are you going to offer to the spiritual realms in, what I'm saying, offering of actions on this planet? Like, that's because that's why they're giving you these abilities. Like, because you're assisting them. That's why I say you got to be obedient to spirit. So you got to look at the things the spirit's asking you to do. It's easy to see. Like, come on now. Like, I ain't been asked to do nothing wrong. I've not been asked to harm anybody, to lie to anybody, to deceive anybody. Everything that I have been asked or requested has had integrity-based actions behind it. So whatever the forces are, I'm comfortable with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not questioning that. As long as I keep going in and everything is like that, then this is my spiritual hygiene. This is where I get, like, a lot of people. That's why I be telling people, you don't hear me say a whole lot, oh, spirit told me to tell you. Nah, usually it was something I thought about and you said something and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me tell you this, right? Because I'm very aware of when spirit says, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm very aware when ancestral is speaking because I'm an independent contractor, so I don't do a whole lot of um, moving off of needing. Like, I'm a emotional manifesting generator, so I move off how I feel. Like, yeah, okay, let me do that. I don't do the whole let me hold this up in whichever way or let me read the cards, and I don't do all of that. I move off of feel. My brain is for everybody else in the community, but I have to move off of feel. So I understand all of those aspects and why some people move and do those things because they don't have the same engines in me in our human design. So I'm just saying all that to say, me being an independent contractor, I'm very aware when an outside source is speaking to me and what it is because of my spiritual security clearances. I go in all the time. I do these works all the time. I'm always on mushrooms. I'm on mushrooms right now. Okay? You know what I'm saying? My daily regimen is to get up and do 600 milligrams. Like, I'm always on at least a half a gram or more of mushrooms. Why? I'm the medicine man. I'm the shaman. If somebody call me right now, this is where they want me. If you come speak to me, for those of y'all who don't know me, if you come see me at 5 o'clock, you're not talking to the dude you listening to right now. It's going to be a whole different individual. That nigga nuts. I'm a wise man. Real shit. You feel me? And so for me, I'm very aware because of how much I go into these realms and my relationship with these spirits, my relationship with these realms. It's a very like this is my work. This is what I do. Hey, well, and I move in the energy of Ashura, Papa Legba. Mm-hmm. I'm moving in because it's kind of like I'm at the crossroads. I'm here to mutate you. That's when people meet me, when they're ready to change. The old them, the old systems, the old version of them is not serving them correctly no more. And they need proper motivation. They need proper guidance. Sometimes they need healing. You know what I'm saying? Alternative medicine, all of that. And then we going to mutate you into something different than you were. I'm an alchemist. I'm here to alchemize you. You was lead. You want to be golden. This is how you do it. This is what I specialize in. So that's what all the gifts and the abilities. This is why. Remember what I said, the time travel. Why? Because I got to see you now and see the future and look at what we plan on doing if this will serve you correctly. All right. Hold on. Peace to the God, truth, integrity, comparability. You have always stood on these principles. I give thanks. I give thanks for that acknowledgement. Shout out to you, Kevin. So have you, man. You've always been a good brethren, integrity on my part, man. You're one of the people who I appreciate you being a part of my story as I've been a part of yours. Looking forward to class via SAU. Oh, we got an SAU student in here. Honored. Yes. I look forward to teaching the class. Look forward to seeing you there. All right. I love it. Oh man, I'm honored. Yeah. So so yeah, these spiritual security clearances, they're not so-called necessary. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. Everybody ain't needing to tap into source like that. Everybody ain't wanting to tap into source like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't built to tap into source like that. Let's be very clear. My human design chart, it supports everything that I do. Everybody who reads my astrology and human design go, oh shit. Oh, no wonder. Oh no, you really? Yeah, I know. And it's like everybody who don't know me, they let that outside shit fuck them up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga. Like, that fuck people up. Like, namaste, peace and love. Come on, and we're gonna do a little yoga exercise, some breathing exercise to get us started. No. Yo, come on, look, we about to smoke a blunt. Yo, you smoke? You smoke? Okay. We gonna smoke a blunt, sip some coffee to get started. You know what I'm saying? Break the ice. So what's up? What's up with you? You know what I mean? They be like, the fuck? This is medicine man, this is shaman, this is the fuck, like y'all with these constructs. You know what I'm saying? They said that God spoke through the jawbone of an ass. Well, apparently he's doing it again. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, get your own security clearances. Yeah, just go in, start practicing. Just start going in. You know what I'm saying? Once a month. Just take a day to yourself, fast throughout the day. That night, do you some tea, chew on 7 grams, boom, go in. See what they reveal to you. Come back, integrate that shit over the next 2 weeks. Then give yourself 2 weeks of just going back to regular life. Then go again. You know what I'm saying? See what they request of you to do. Be obedient to spirit. See what you're rewarded with. Share this video. I think this is one that should be shared and getting out. So if you don't mind, appreciate y'all. If y'all watching, share this video. At least share it with a couple people that you think that it might, you know what I'm saying, resonate with. But go in and look for instructions. What is this telling me to do? You know what I'm saying? Is it telling me to end a relationship? You know what I'm saying? Is it telling me to start working out? Is it telling me to go get this lump checked out? Is it telling me to go get snake venom? Is it telling me to take a certain class? Is it telling me to try to heal a relationship with an individual that I feel like, man, fuck them? Yeah, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? What is it? What is an instructor? Because it's gonna be. Listen, I ain't never went on no trips and just showed me a bunch of shit. It's always been some follow up. It's always some homework. You know what I'm saying? This is what you need to do. This is what you need to work on. This is what you need to focus on. This is what you need to change. Be very aware of it. Write it down in your spiritual journey, your grimoires, your book of shadows, your book of mirrors. Right? Take note of it. Am I working on that? How did I change it? Okay, cool. I did that. I addressed that. All right, bet. I'm going in again. Now what? What's up? Yeah, y'all told me to work on that. I did. Now what? You know what I'm saying? They gonna put your heart on the motherfucking scale. Like, all right, good shit. Hey, go ahead, give him his first little gift and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that gift might be the gift of peace. It might be they take away the depression. They take away the anxiety. They take away the fear. They take away the feeling of lack of love. I'm hungry. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm scared. I'm horny. I'm pissed off. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I'm very love. Wait, what? I'm love. I'm so love. I'm very love. Why we never hear that? We hear all that other shit, but we don't never hear I'm love. Listen, I'm love. I'm love. Not I'm in love. No, I am love. I'm love. Like you hungry. Why you could be hungry but you can't be love? Why you could be angry but you can't be love? What's wrong with you? I'm angry right now. Yo, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm love. Fuck you mean? I'm love, baby. I'm love, baby. Get you some of me. What fuck you mean? The mushrooms gave me that. Toad venom gave me that. Bufo gave me that. Right? These different things. Like it's a symbiotic. Understand? They want to experience themselves through you. And when you in that trip for them 6 to 8 hours, they're doing that. They get to experience themselves through you. That's why your body be doing a bunch of shit don't make no sense. Laughing and shit like a motherfucker, crying and shit. You crying for 3 hours. Shit ain't you ain't sad about shit. You's crying. Like crying. Yeah, the mushrooms want to experience that. Like, oh my goodness, this shit feels so good to cry. You are in the midst of getting all that information. That's why it's best to go ahead and focus on what you're going through in the trip and not what your body going through. Let your body cry. Don't try to figure out why it's crying. Go back into the consciousness of the trip and where it's taking you. That's where you should be. The mushrooms are doing their thing. They're like, listen, understand y'all that these mushrooms are from a different dimension, okay? And they come to the terrestrial realms. They're not terrestrial. They're extraterrestrial, okay? They're outside of the earth. They're in this space. Like the spores are found in space. Okay, understand this, right? So these are extraterrestrial entities that come to Earth, aliens, okay? And uh they have an agreement, a symbiotic agreement with the planet Earth. Why? Because she's 70% water, and that's exactly what they need. This is why the relationship is so beautiful because they both feed each other what they need because the mycelium has the ability to alchemize and to turn that once was useless or harmful into something that is now useful and plenishable, right? So there's a symbiotic relationship that they have. But understand, this is a interdimensional entity. This is an alien on the planet Earth. Okay, let me continue. When it is very comfortable, it sprouts its sexual organ. Its sexual organ is what we refer to as the fruit body. The fruit body. The body, the part of the body that creates the fruit, which is the sexual organ. So, a mushroom is a sexual organ of an intergalactic entity, and you take it and you eat it. Hold on, listen, don't let me lose you. So, what I'm saying is, when you take mushrooms, I want you to be very clear that you are practicing in sex magic with an intergalactic entity. Okay. Now, in this sex magic, you are giving it your body to experience as well as express all, any, and all information that you have ever had access to, just like you have access to any and all information that you have had access to. So it can go in your memories and feel something from your memories. It don't have to feel you do it, but it also gets to feel your physical body animated while it is in you. And you get to do the same thing that it has the ability to do. And that's why you get to tap into all of this interdimensional information because the mycelium is connected with the earth. Remember that. And all of the earth interconnected mycelial networks work through the whole thing. So you literally have access to all information within the planet Earth. This is why you can time travel, you can see these experiences, all of this, as well as outside of the planet Earth because the mushrooms are extraterrestrial. So you can go to other dimensions, hence the traveling to the different realms. Now y'all see what the fuck is going on here when you put all this shit together. This is very interesting, isn't it? So wait a minute. You telling me we having sex magic with the intergalactic entity, and in that the orgasm is so good that we have access to each other's informations, bodies, times, and places that any of our DNA has ever been connected to. Yep, that's what I'm saying. A little bit. I kind of explained that on the National Geographic documentary, LSD and the Psychedelic Revolution. Streaming on Hulu if you ain't seen that. Check that out. They put your boy on there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was honored. But with that being said, the more that you go in and have this relationship with this entity, the stronger the relationship gets, the more access you have, the more information you have, the more I mean, it's really endless. Yo, questions, comments, concerns. I'm just going, y'all. What we talking about? Spiritual security clearances, right? Is anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Talk to me. I talk back. Talk a little shit because I talk that. Let me tap in on the thing because, like I said, it don't always be showing me the comments. So let me tap in and make sure that ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, asking me nothing and I ain't seeing nothing. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. So that's what the whole spiritual security clearance thing is about. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. That's how you achieve that. That's how you work at that. You know, and that's what the benefits of it is. Again, because people talk about these, how do I get my superpower? This is how. This is how you become a superhuman. You do super shit. You go into the other realms over and over and over again. They start to be like, listen, if you're going to be here, you're going to need some protection. Here, bow. Here's a Yi means you. Hey, but look, also, if you're going to be here, you need some direction. So bow. Here's, you know what I'm saying? Also, though, while you doing these works, you know, when you go back to those realms, you know, these entities are going to be mad at you. So they're going to send some shit at you when you're in them realms. So let's give you some shit to fuck around and maneuver in the realms on the earth, too, and give you a couple little blessings and things so you can see some shit coming. That's what it's all about. But what my man LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, you ain't gotta take my word for it. 21 grams is how you touching down. 313 Yogi said big facts. Right. She been working it and she fuck with that yoga too. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker. Hey, don't you achieve so much more when you on the realms than when you not? I know, oh my goodness. Don't even get listen to anybody out there doing any type of works. I'm talking about yoga. I'm talking about massage therapists. I'm talking about Reiki. I'm talking about sound healing. I'm talking about any of that. If you are not utilizing some entheogens, at least microdosing in your practices, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I invite you to lean into it. Don't even take it into your profession yet. Try it out with somebody personally, your mate or a friend. Next time somebody say, hey, can we barter? Can I give you a massage and you do some Reiki on me? Say, hey, yeah, bet. But look, before we do it, let's both microdose. Sit and have tea for about 30, 45 minutes. And then we'll do it and see what happens then. 313 Yogi said, absolutely, combining the secret technology to any aspect of life will elevate it. There you go. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, listen. What? My counseling sessions and my business consultations, now I don't do them without microdosing. You can't get a counseling session with me if you're not going to microdose. I'm not going to do that. Well, we're not going to go. No, there's no need. There's no need. I won't. You can go get you a therapist for that. But if you really want to work through some shit, and we're going to do a cushy coffee with a cat, we're going to sit down, we're going to address some things, we're going to go through it, we're going to pull some things out, wring them out, hang them out, let them dry, wash them, re-moisten them, all that shit. Come on, no. We need some entheogenic technology, some organic technologies thrown into the mix. We need to lower your inhibitions, put the ego down, open up your willingness to share, and for the most part, bring about a comfort in all of this. Because that's the only way, like that. That's where that placebo kick in. Like you feel good about this, and that's the most important part. You know what I'm saying? Furthermore, the entheogens is what opens up the not the cerebral cortex, but the I forgot the term. It's gonna come to me. Neuroplasticity. There we go. The neuroplasticity, right? It's like plastic, right? Like if you start bending plastic, it'll break. But if you warm it up a little bit, then you can start changing the form. Just warm it, change it, warm it, change it, warm it. You could target anything, but you got to warm it first. That's allowing it to be pliable and move around. That's what psychedelics do to the mind. So without those things, a person could say whatever they want, and your brain is still like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's some bullshit. Anyway, still some bullshit. Yeah, nope, motherfucker don't love me. No, she don't. No, she don't, because she wouldn't have yelled at me. My mama don't love me. Fuck you. Anyway, anyway, I don't care. She died for who? Whatever. What is she? Jesus, fuck you. Da, da, da. Then you take some motherfucking Molly or you some mushrooms or some whatever, and the consciousness, neuroplasticity, and somebody's like, the reason that your mother wasn't there was because she went through blah blah blah, and so it made her do, and then da da da, and you over here thinking like, damn, that's crazy, because I'm going through the same thing, and I was thinking about doing that with my baby. Oh wow! And now all of this shit starts to move around, and then when it takes on this solid form again the next day, and you conscious again, you like, I could see where she probably, it wasn't a lack of love, but woo, woo, woo. And now with that new understanding, now you can integrate that. You could take that further because instantly now the foundating principle of my whole life has just changed. So now my value and how I see myself and people not being able to love me because now I can see where shit she actually did. And so now I can see what this person actually did. So now all of a sudden our relationship just gets so much greater. And they're going, over the last 2 weeks, like our relationship has been so much greater. And you just respond to things. What happened? I took some mushrooms. Wait, what? That's how it happens. That's how it happens. And then the more you go in and you get your security clearances, and now you out here doing the works, you helping others, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, it's a beautiful thing, man. Talk to me, I'll talk back. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. So, I just wanted to come on and share that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my friend told me like, no, you need to go live about that. You need to talk about that and give some understandings, because I don't think people understand what you're saying when you're talking about gaining a security clearance. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying repeatedly using these organic technologies over and over again. Just like individuals go to church over and over again. They go to college over and over again. They go to all of these things over and over again. But whatever reason, they think taking the mushroom trip one time, that was dope. I'm good now and carrying on. Like, that was it. Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. I'm not knocking it. Some people, it ain't for you, right? But me personally, I'd be like, if you a worker and you ain't doing that, not interested in you really doing any work for me. Depends on what it is. But when we talking about like any of the things in the spiritual realms, yeah, anything in the magical realms, if you in dealing with any of that type of work and you don't deal with entheogens or you don't deal with mushrooms or you don't, we probably ain't got a whole lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I haven't found many people that have matched that description. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's not a judgment thing. It's just like, I don't know. Like it's just different. It's just different. I just know what's popping off in there. So it's kind of like, if you like not fucking with that, like you're not fucking with organic technology, you're not fucking with the source, you're not fucking with, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me kind of like, damn, like, what is you doing? But it's not a judgment thing because everybody has their own thing. So I'm not knocking you. I'm just being honest that that's how I feel. Some people feel like that about people who don't go to church. Like, you're not going to church? Oh my goodness, what is wrong with your soul? I'd be like, right, that's what I'm saying. You're not going on 7 grams. Fuck wrong with your soul, right? Right. So, but I also believe in people being them. If the religious route is your thing, and going and talking to the minister and letting him tell you what God said is is your idea of spiritual practice as compared to going in and speaking to God directly, then so be it. I ain't judging nobody, like, cause like, that's your life, right? And we all have our own. So it's like, how I'm gonna be mad that you don't want to learn how to swim and you don't live by the beach. You live in the mountains, but this person live by the beach. So in their mind, you don't know how to swim. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, why you judge me? I live in the mountains. Ain't no goddamn swimming hole. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I see it the same way. So it's no judgment. But to those people who, what I'm saying, was interested, who wanted to know, who want to learn more, who want to gain a spiritual security clearance, who wants to take this serious, not just saying I take mushrooms because it's a fad, because 2020 created an entheogenic explosion. Now everybody, and I'm not judging, I'm just saying, I know, like, we've been doing this for some years here in Detroit. So we see a lot of people popping up and saying things, but not necessarily doing the works. Like, I mean, come on, like, are you using the mushrooms, or are you just using them as a platform to sit on and talk about things, to advertise, whatever? It's no judgment, just a question. So that's what the whole spiritual security clearance thing is about. You know what I'm saying? There's a few more things to it, but like, that was the point. That's the gist. You know what I'm saying? You want to know more? Get with me. You need some organic technologies. Get with me. We got the microdose integration protocol program. Teaches you how to microdose, gives you the different dosages, walks you through piece by piece. That's available now. We got the organic technologies, we got the microdoses, we got the limitless pills, we got the scholar seeds, we got a lot of things, you see. So if you need anything, just reach out. And other than that, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, or the Pad. So you know what I'm saying, you can see videos whenever we drop them. You ain't got to be on social media, none of that shit. Or whenever, if you want to watch them later or whatever, subscribe to the Pad. Go on houseofgenesis.org and sign up for our email list. That's where you get all the savings. Like, we just had like 50% off all my mushrooms, mushroom products, all of that type of shit. We drop all that in the email list. So go to houseofgenesis.org, sign up for the email list. Like I said, it's like Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, or the Pad on YouTube. Other than that, man, if you need me, hit me up. The 2025 schedule for Sacred Animal Venoms practitioner training is out. Scholarships is available. Other than that, man, get on your spiritual security clearances, man. Get your 7 grams and go and jump up in there and see what they got to say to you. Update your shit. You see, it's a lot going on celestially. So tap in, see what they got directly for you. See what you learn. Especially if you ain't did it like that before. If you've done it more recreationally and hanging out with people and all that. Tap in on 7 grams in a dark room by yourself, quiet. No nothing. No music, no candles, no light, no entertainment, no extra outside shit. None of that. No external stimuli. Just you and spirit. Few hours going in. You know what I'm saying? See what it reveals to you. See what it requests from you. Go in a few times. See what it gives you, rewards you. Gain a relationship. That's what it's really about. Go on some dates, baby. Go on some dates, baby. You feel me? All this shit. Talk about dates. Go on some dates. Just you and the mushroom, real intimate. You know what I'm saying? She like to get right to it. Or he, whatever it is you prefer. It like to get right to it. That's why when you look at the mushroom, it look like a penis on one way, but then from the top it look like a breast. But then if you cut it down the middle, open up, then you see the woman's fallopian tubes and the vaginal. What? It's signature of appearance. It's letting you know, like, I'm here, I'm with y'all. Oh my goodness, stop playing with me. Talk to me. I talk back. Talk a little shit, because I talk back. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I had fun with y'all, man. This is a good one. Like I said, share this video with 5 people, if you will. And other than that, man, if y'all need me, y'all know how to get me, man. I love y'all. Tell somebody you love them in the language they can understand it in. Peace.